This is the American Express Platinum Card. It has more benefits than any other credit card I can think of in the US. So many, in fact, that I'm sure many people out there are thinking they get more value than they actually do. So, to help you figure out if the Amex Platinum Card is worth it for you, I'm going to rank all of the major benefits, at least the ones that most people care about, in today's video from the S tier all the way down to the D tier. That is, from best to worst. S will be our sensational benefits. A will be very good, B at good or average, C will be below average, and D will represent the ones that belong in the trash. Let's begin with our first main benefit here, which we will refer to as the welcome offer. This comes in many different flavors. You might see 80,000 points, you might see an elevated 125K offer, or even 150,000, and who knows what may occur in the future beyond that. Offers come and go throughout the year, and they're oftentimes targeted to certain people and not others. So based on whichever one you may get, this can actually fall into three of our different tiers here. So we will put the 150K or beyond offers at the S tier, the 125K at very good, and the 80K or maybe up to around 100 or so at good. That'll give you a lot of points up front, but what about the long-term earnings? The reward structure will be our second benefit, and it is as follows. 5 points per dollar on flights, only when you book them directly with the airlines or through the Amex portal on up to $500,000 per calendar year. 5 points per dollar on prepaid hotels, but only when they're booked on AmexTravel.com. And then beyond those two categories, it's just 1x on all of your other purchases. Not so great. There are plenty of other premium credit cards, even mid-tier and entry-level cards that have more rewarding structures than that. So we will place this in the below average tier. So if the earning rate is not all that great, what about the redemption options? American Express gives you 6 main categories or types of redemptions, and all the values you're about to see here are based on 10,000 points. So the first one here is paying with points at checkout, meaning it's been integrated into the checkout experience, whether it's Amazon, Best Buy, Dell, all the way down to New York City taxis. Most of the time here, 10,000 points are worth just $70 or 0.7 cents per point, with the taxis being the outlier. When redeeming for gift cards, you also have a lot of variable values here, but they pretty much fall into a $70 value, $85, or $100 value redemption. Of course, the higher the better. By the way, my personal baseline for just good or average value is 1 cent per point, meaning 10,000 points would equal $100. If you see a value less than that, then at least through my eyes, it's not a good value. Moving on to using points for a statement credit, which is Amex's version of cash back. You only get $60 of value here. Booking travel has a few different options. You can get 1 cent per point or $100 value for your flights, and find hotels and resorts there at the bottom. Everything else, including prepaid hotels, rental cars, cruises, planned vacations, are all going to be less at either $70 or $50. Using the transfer points feature is highly variable because it depends on the program you choose, the itinerary you build, and more. So that is actually the best use of Amex points and gives you the most potential value if you maximize it correctly. So that is actually a huge gem of the program. It's actually one of the best programs for transferring points in the industry. And then finally, we have Go Shopping, giving you just $50 for every 10,000 points. As great as the transfer partner program is with American Express, 5 out of the 6 options that we just saw are less than great. So the overall average of Amex's redemption options must therefore be below average as well. Unless you're into travel and pretty much live in the world of transfer partners, the American Express program is probably not going to be right for you. Let's keep moving on here with the actual benefits themselves apart from the points. Up first is a hotel credit, giving you up to $200 back in statement credits, but only on select prepaid hotels through the American Express travel portal. And by select, they're referring to just the ones that participate in the hotel collection and fine hotels and resorts. Given the limited use of this credit, we will put this into the below average tier. Now for a benefit that you can use at home or on the go, a $240 digital entertainment credit. This reimburses you up to $20 back per month in any of the eligible streaming providers here that you can see on the screen, from Disney Plus all the way down through the Wall Street Journal. There are 7 currently as of the filming of this video, and they may rotate or change over time. Having this credit work at a variety of providers, although still limited, definitely gives it somewhat of a boost here, although we are missing some major platforms still. So for now, we will put this benefit in the good or average tier. For the $155 Walmart Plus credit, this reimburses you $12.95 plus tax per month to cover your Walmart Plus membership that will hit your card every month. So there are some good benefits to this, like free delivery from your local store, free shipping, savings on fuel, even streaming with Paramount Plus, and a variety of other benefits bundled in there too. So again, we have a benefit with a single provider, but some of the benefits are pretty great. You can buy a lot of different things at Walmart, and it also expands to some of their partnerships too. So because of the moderately broad use of this, we'll also put this in the good tier as well. Up next, the Global Lounge Collection, giving you access to a bunch of different airport lounges across the US and the world, including some of the following networks, like the American Express Centurion Lounge, Escape Lounges, Delta Sky Clubs, Lufthansa Lounges, Plaza Premium Lounges, Priority Pass, and even more. I'm not aware of any other credit card that gives you more comprehensive lounge access to as many networks and locations worldwide as the Amex Platinum Card. So this will be our first S-tier benefit. What about the $200 Uber cash benefit, issued as $15 per month and then a total of $35 in December? Still limiting for some, but a pretty broad use overall still, because you can do Uber rides, you can do grocery delivery in select cities, meal delivery, and even meal pickup orders are still valid for this as well. So I would still rate this overall in the good tier because you can find a way to use it relatively easily. You might not be able to say the same for the $200 airline fee credit, at least not in its current form. This one reimburses you for incidental fees that are charged to your card by one selected qualifying airline. Here's an example of the eligible charges that Amex provides that this credit will cover. Feel free to pause this if you want to look it over a bit longer. And then you must choose it only on one of the available, and there are currently 8 airlines from this list to lock it in for the year. Hopefully Amex will broaden the use of this credit at some point to be eligible for any airline, including airfare. That would be great, but until that happens, right now we'll have to classify this as below average due to the pretty strong restrictions. By now you're undoubtedly aware that this card has a lot of benefits to keep track of, and a great way to do so along with all of your other cards is with today's sponsor called MAXREWARDS. Using the Amex Platinum Card as an example here, I can view all of the rewards multipliers plus some additional card info like when I open the account, so I know when my anniversary date is. The next tab over shows me all my transactions on this card and the reward multiplier that each one triggered. Then there's my favorite tab out of all of them, which shows you the overview for your account here, including your card balance, the rewards value in the dollar amount plus the actual amount of points you have across your entire Amex account, the latest bill that may be due plus the due date, and then as you scroll down a bit further, the card value is so useful because it shows you the dollar amount that you've earned in rewards so far during the year, plus the dollar amount of the benefits that you've used. And it compares that to the annual fee, which you can see right there at the bottom of the screen. Now, if I tap right in the middle of that circle, I can then see individual trackers for each one of the benefits that can be tracked. And also lastly over here, the Amex Offers, which can be automatically activated when you have the gold level of MAXREWARDS. That way you don't have to do all these one by one yourself. And the cool thing is that I can do this with all my other cards as well, both individually and getting a broad view across all my accounts in one place. So if you'd like to try MAXREWARDS, either the totally free version or the elevated gold level with even more features, check out the link down below in the description where you can get a 1-week free gold trial plus a 1-month discount as well, either by using the link directly or by downloading the app and using the code MARKR. Now back to the rest of the video. Let's check out this Shop Sats with Platinum Credit. This is up to $100 in statement credits annually, but only $50 every 6 months. And it's of course for purchases at Sats Fifth Avenue, not Sats off 5th, by the way. Can you make this work? Of course, I have, and so have many others, but it's a bit of a hassle. You look at the prices of a lot of things that can be bought through Sats Fifth Avenue. They're often in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. So receiving $50 off twice a year is pretty low value. And of course, this is one specific department store type of retailer. So not very useful for most people here. So this will be our first benefit that will classify as belongs in the trash. A $300 Equinox credit to reimburse you for your monthly membership fees. From a brand perspective, American Express and Equinox are pretty much on equal footing. They're elevated luxury experience type of brands here, which is great, but it's a bummer that Amex and Equinox decided to pair up because, to me, if they wanted a luxury gym, they should have chosen Lifetime, which has a much larger footprint across the US, meaning way more locations. They also have co-working locations, and even they're getting into luxury apartments too. So way more potential use if they had a Lifetime credit instead of Equinox. For this narrow use case, we'll have to classify this as trash because most people won't be able to use it. Even worse though is the $300 SoulCycle at-home bike credit. I won't even go into this. To me, that's the dumbest benefit I've ever seen on a credit card. So it is just going straight to the trash. $189 for a Clear Plus membership. If you haven't signed up for Clear yet, it can save you a lot of time at the airport. You actually get to bypass the entire line going up to the podium, which is where they do your ID check. And then after that, you then go through the screening part of security. If you have TSA PreCheck, you can then go through that line. If not, then you go through the regular general screening. This costs $189 every single year. So the fact that this card can reimburse you for that is great. They're over at 55 plus airports now and at multiple terminals within each of those airports. So again, the use here continues to grow over time and therefore will be used by more people. So we'll put this at the very good tier. As it becomes a bigger network, so does the value. Global dining access by Resi, allowing you to unlock access to exclusive tables and events. This is not a credit, it's not a bonus point multiplier or anything like that. It's just the ability to reserve tables and things like that through the app. So for those of you who do that, great. But again, I'm thinking here broad use case, it's probably not going to be used by that many people. As I see it, this benefit can also go straight to the trash. Travel and retail protections, including trip delay insurance, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, return protection, purchase protection, extended warranty, and a whole lot more. When you go through the entire benefit list here, it's actually one of the most comprehensive programs for insurance protections here. So this will also go to our S Sensational tier. We'll take these next two together, the Fine Hotels and Resorts program and the Hotel Collection, both of which are portals to book hotels through American Express and get additional benefits. The Hotel Collection gives you a couple extra benefits like a $100 experience credit that you can spend on things like dining, spa, and resort activities, as well as a room upgrade at check-in when it's available. A lot of the properties you find here will be between upscale and luxury. And then for top tier luxury, we have the Fine Hotels and Resorts program. This one gives you a bunch of benefits that kind of feel like elite status actually, including room upgrades when available, daily breakfast for 2 people, guaranteed 4 p.m. late checkout, noon check-in when available, complimentary Wi-Fi, and a $100 experience credit. Even though the prices through these portals might be a little higher than booking direct, oftentimes the amount of benefits you get are worth more than the price increase. So if you value these types of VIP treatments, this can be a great portal for you to book through. So we will put this at the very good tier. For this next grouping of benefits, I'm going to call it elite status, and we're going to combine the Marriott Bonvoy Gold with the Hilton Honors Gold and the rental car privileges with Avis, Hertz, and National. You might get either full outright status or some discount codes to use to save money on your car rentals. Collectively, there's a lot of great value to be had to either save some money, get some additional benefits, and more on your stays and travels. So as a group, we'll put these at the very good tier. Up to $100 as a fee credit for global entry or TSA PreCheck. Although this benefit can be found on a lot of different cards these days, even some mid-tier cards, it's still a very nice credit to have when your time for renewal comes up for either of these programs. So we'll put this at the good tier as it is quite useful to a lot of travelers. Again, we'll take several benefits together here. By invitation only, preferred access, and then one that could not appear on the screen here, but it was called Amex Experiences. Taken together, these give you access to premium performances, dining experiences, sporting events, and more, either better seats or special access to pre-shows, pre-sales, stuff like that. These do cover quite a bit, and there's something that you can use while you're traveling or even locally at home for some entertainment purposes. So I'll put this one at the good tier as well, as a lot of people can use this. Now for a benefit that pretty much nobody talks about, and you may not even know that you have it on your Platinum card. It's called the Cruise Privileges Program, or CPP for short, and here are some examples of the benefits that you can get from it, like a $100 to $300 per stateroom onboard credit, a unique amenity per stateroom, and to earn 1 extra point for each dollar that you spend on your booking. A pretty cool benefit to be sure, so we'll put this one in the very good tier. The next one on our list is ShopRunner. This one gives you free 2-day shipping on eligible items at a network of 100 plus online stores. I kind of think of it like a standalone free shipping service. Think of it like Amazon Prime that partners with individual retailers to give them fast shipping that they would not otherwise have themselves. And it also allows you to do free returns as well. So because there are a lot of different retailers that do partner with this, I'll put this one kind of in the mid tier here at the good or average tier. No foreign transaction fees. I was tempted to put this in the very good tier, but because American Express is not accepted as widely as Visa or MasterCard, I'll bump it down a level here and put it in good. A benefit that a lot of people really do appreciate is called Amex Offers. These are like digital coupons that you can add to your card, and whenever you transact at the corresponding merchant, you may earn additional points or get statement credits or other special benefits. Since this allows you to earn a lot more rewards beyond just your point multipliers, I'll put this at the very good tier, especially because Amex's program tends to have more offers and higher value offers than the ones offered from other banks. Here's another benefit that's not talked about very much either, the International Airline Program. Using it can give you access to lower fares on the best international seats on up to 8 tickets per booking. You search and book your flight through Amex's portal here, and here are the participating airlines as well. So I decided to give it a try myself. Here's one example flight going from JFK to Rome on Delta. This is the 5 p.m. takeoff time for 3106, and the same flight on Delta was 3478. And hey, saving $372 is pretty sweet, but it only works for premium economy and above, not economy. Because of that restriction, and also because it's not for every airline, and also due to the fact that most people will probably not spend tens of thousands of dollars in cash out of pocket for premium international airfare, we'll put this benefit's use in the B tier for most people. And actually, that was the last benefit I have for you in this video. There are over 20 here on the screen, so feel free to pause it a bit longer and really soak it all in and ask yourself which of these really fit into your lifestyle and spending habits, and which ones really have no place at all. What surprised me most is that there are so few benefits in the S Sensational tier, while most of them seem to fall between good, so average, to very good. So before you hit the apply button on your shiny piece of metal, make sure that you understand the main problems of all premium credit cards. If you don't know what they are, this next video will be very insightful for you. And in case you've already seen it, check out the links down below in the description for some great credit card offers, cashback earning opportunities, and more.